and I make more than enough money by ourselves. We don't need that. We don't want that.
Let me just say this right quick. If you look at a chessboard, the king doesn't really move much. He just moves a square at a time. Meanwhile, the queen, she's all over the board, okay? The queen's got all the power. The king just kind of holds court.
Nigga, what?
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out. If you're looking for the music to the intro and you want the link to the second channel, both are below in the description. But can you do me a favor? Hit the notifications button right now. All right, guys, today I'm going to be reacting to a video of a guy in a relationship with two women where he's the stay-at-home husband and both of the women go out and they are the providers for the family. This is going to be an interesting situation, and this is a rare situation that most of you guys are going to see. Let's get to it.
At home is that we all share one bed.
Morning. Just getting up here. Part of that is because of space. I mean, we have the smallest house ever right now. We had to work it out the way we worked out, and it ended up working out in a way that we prefer.
Not one of us spends a night without Nick, because it's very special to be able to, you know, sleep next to the one you love, for sure.
I like to be snuggled up in the middle. It's a nice spot for me.
Now, I just want to point out, we do have an African-American man right here with two Caucasian women. I have seen these type of situations in real life, which is why when I seen this video, it's actually relatable. I've seen a lot of guys live this lifestyle, but it doesn't mean that every guy can.
Our schedule for sex is whenever I feel like it or whenever they feel like it. No,
Our schedule for is that there is no schedule for
try to make sure everybody's taken care of.
You make sure we're all taken care of, Nicholas.
There's never a time
there's
that
not a problem.
And that's one of the main reasons why the relationship is going on. This is one of the main reasons why most of these relationships actually exist. It's because it shows signs of dominancy. What men have to understand is, regardless of what comes out of a woman's mouth, she will always be attracted to dominant C and dominant C in the bedroom. Mainly dominant C. It's natural for mammals to gravitate towards the dominant one. Remember, everything that we do in society that's taught to us through the internet and belief systems, all of that is just distractions and ideologies. That's it. We're still mammals. We're still just like animals. So we still have an instinct of alpha and beta.
In regard to intimacy, we always make sure that we're in a separate area of the house when Nick's doing his thing, having one-on-one time with one of the ladies, make sure that they have that time to themselves.
Hey, at least he's getting some spare time. They're both okay with it. They're both taking turns. If you ask me, this is living the dream life. He doesn't have to work. And he has two women that are doing what he says. Is it the dream life or is it for TV?
We got parent-teacher conference next week.
Mm-hmm. So it'll be interesting to have all of us go to the new school.
Yeah.
Nick has been a part of my son William's life since he was 6 months old, and he has been a great father to him.
I love that boy.
All right, so he's a stepfather, all right? In a situation with how she looks, they gravitate towards good black men like this. And this is what a lot of black women need to look at, is that a lot of black men out here, they are becoming stepfathers to other race of women. Why? Because those women are more submissive. Those women are more like, come into my life and be the king of my life and help me raise my children. And the reason why I'm saying that is because a lot of you guys are left to date nothing but baby mothers. And you do have a heart, you gravitate towards these single mothers because you grew up with a single mother. But the thing is, I see a lot of black guys go over to that side and are more successful with a kid that's not even his because the woman allows him to be the father to her child that's not even his. That's not even his.
I've never had to explain our relationship to William because it's always been something that's just been normal for him. And he's grown up with friends that are raised by their grandparents or raised by their aunts and uncles. He's been exposed to a lot of diversity. And so this is just another element of diversity as far as he's concerned.
I agree. A lot of kids now are growing up with extreme dysfunctional realities that when they look into a relationship like this, it actually looks like love compared to the situations that they're living in and compared to their upbringing. They don't look down on this. Only people who grew up functional will look down on this.
We'll play a game in a little bit, kiddo, if you want to go play for a little bit.
I am a stay-at-home dad. In our household, the women are the breadwinners. That's the way we run things here. That's the way we like it to be structured.
Nick is a trophy husband, if you will. We prefer it that way, right. Honestly. Like I would go crazy if I was at the house all the time, and I pride myself on being a breadwinner, and Jenny's right there with me. I am a manager at an organization company. Jen is management in an IT company.
All right, both of them are managers. What do that mean, guys? That means that they work a lot of hours. All right. That means that testosterone starts to build up, that alphaness builds up, and the guy is there to relieve them. Remember, I told you, when it comes to the bedroom, you want to lead a romance out. The busier that woman is, the better you have to be in the bedroom, the more alpha you have to be. It's because she's constantly building up an alpha mindset based off the amount of work that she has to do and responsibilities. Both of these women, they love their job. You have to understand, we're inside of an era where women feel like they have to be the providers. The smart part on this guy's end, he's going along in the direction that they're already moving. He's telling them, I'll stay at home and be the stay-at-home dad. I'll raise the children. You guys go out there and get the money and bring it back. All right? Why? Because that's the world that we live in. If a lot of you guys develop this mindset, it just may work. But you have to also understand, 2 black women ain't going for this.
Jen and I make more than enough money by ourselves. We don't need that. We don't want that.
Let me just say this right quick. If you look at a chessboard, the king doesn't really move much because he just moves a square at a time. Meanwhile, the queen, she's all over the board, okay? The queen's got all the power. The king just kind of holds court.
The moral of the story here, when it comes to a relationship, what matters is if you and the woman are on the same page. Regardless of what we can say about this situation, him being a stay-at-home dad, he's not being a provider, the women are the providers. One thing is, all 3 are on the same page. All 3 are happy with their living situation. All 3 have accepted their living situations. We have too many couples that are in relationships, and everyone on the outside in is telling them what to be and what to act. And the relationship never lasts because they're living under someone else's expectations. This may not be the perfect situation, but it's a situation that works for them. And in relationships, believe it or not, that's what all that matters. Because when it's all said and done, you can't control who you like. You can only control your actions after you like them. And the actions here, they chose to be together. All right, I'm not just going to leave you guys with that one. I'm going to go to another one by Anton Daniels. Anton Daniels is on his way up. I want you guys to hashtag Anton. This is Anton right here. And you tell Anton that I said this is his lane. I like Anton in his lane. I like Anton when he's doing these interviews. I like this part of Anton. The Fight Club Anton is cool, but Anton, this is your lane. I really like you in this department. And we're going to do a little snippet with him and Charleston White just for a little bit, and I'm going to react to it as Charleston White breaks down his thoughts on women. Let's get to it.
Such an there's this, like, I wouldn't say gender war, but it almost seems like,
that's what I say.
You think it's a gender war?
Goddamn right. Niggas in competition with their women and women in competition with their niggas. That's why you see women in the strip club.
Woo!
That's why women go to the strip club now. They want to do what.
Say it again. He said men are in competition with women, women are in competition with men, and they're in competition with each other in the relationship. If you don't know who Charleston White is, get to it.
The men do. They watching these niggas. Women ended up in the strip club because they niggas were going to the strip club. Why you think Megan Thee Stallion and rap the way they rap? They doing what the niggas do. They acting like the niggas. The young girls, they shooters too now. So the women are the reflection of the guys because they're in competition.
Yeah.
And now because the niggas in competition with the women, nigga, that's why you see so many men They cross over and want to be women. They're in competition, and it's some men that I don't think it has much to do. It's some men that's gonna be better women than their mothers.
Whew. A woman used to tell me, if her hair is too good, her lips are too good, her clothes are too good, everything matches, and she's perfect, she's probably a man. He's absolutely right. See, with men developing a feminine mindset, what they're doing is they're studying women too much. And when you go in competition with someone and you become a competitive person, which is what an alpha male is, or a man in general, you're going to become competitive. It's just that you may be too feminine to compete with a man, but you're feminine enough to compete with a woman, which is why a lot of guys would make the transition. Now, before they make the transition, one thing they do is they zoom in on women and they study everything that a woman is doing so they can do everything that a woman is doing better, from makeup to clothes to shoes, the way they walk, the way they talk, the way they move. They're going to be more feminine than the average woman out here because they're spending a lot of time studying them. Why? To compete with them to feel good. Where do they get this from? They get it from a woman. If you spend too much time with a woman, you would be a nagger, you would be a complainer, you would be a competitor, and you would be a confused person at all times. When you talk, if you're just worried about what mom, grandma, and your female cousins think, you're going to be a loser for the rest of your life. Because in life, you're going to be too scared to leave the nest to develop your own reality. And that's what most people are doing now. They're living the reality of someone else's pain. They're living the reality of someone else's life. It's like they're listening to the music and then they're alternating their real life to match the words in the songs. So when they listen to the songs, they relate to it better. This is Anthony Spade. Hopefully you guys got the message behind the video. If she ain't holding you down, she's slowing you down. Comment, like, subscribe to both of my channels. Hasta la vista. And definitely get over there to shout out to Anton Daniels. Hasta la vista.